YouTube, what's poppin', man? It's your boy Ink in the Brain, man. We back at it like a bad habit. Been a minute since I upload, feel me? But I wanted to touch on this situation with Derek Chauvin, who got stabbed up in prison, right? Just get my thoughts on it, because it's actually kind of crazy when I started thinking about it, right? So, we all know who Derek Chauvin is. He's the white cop in Wisconsin who pretty much kneeled on George Floyd's neck to kill him, right? Pretty much suffocated him to death, right? For the whole world to see, right? So obviously it's a very popular kind of case. If I can go this way. Popular kind of case, right? Had the whole world eyes on him, so obviously dude was gonna be a target in prison. That was a no-brainer, right? But yeah, so basically Chauvin gets sentenced to like 22 and a half years, I think they gave him. And they sent him to the Tucson yard, right? He went to the feds. Apparently, he had the choice to either go to the feds or the state because he had two different cases on him, and he chose the feds, right? So they sent him to the Arizona prison yard, right? Federal yard. And come to find out, this is actually the same yard that the rapper Casanova 2 Times is on. It's a yard for like dropouts and people who got a target on their back, pretty much, from what I was reading, right? And I'm not saying anything bad about Casanova, but because, Casanova, he had got cut up in his face when he was awaiting sentencing, and then he had dropped out of his gang, told the judge that he's no longer gang banging and shit, so they sent him to the Arizona yard, right? But anyway, so Chauvin hit the yard. He was there for like, what, a couple months maybe? And then this dude named John Terzak stabbed him 22 times, apparently. So from the article I was reading, this John dude, he's 52 years old. He was currently serving like a 20-year sentence for doing crimes with the Mexican mafia. So this dude wasn't even black, which got me scratching my head. I'm like, that's very weird that somebody that's not black would have carried out that hit on dude, right? Which just goes to show me like that case was a big deal to a lot of people, regardless of race, which is kind of crazy because, you know what I mean, like in the joint, and y'all know if you've been watching my channel, I did a little time, right? Not proud to say that, but it is what it is. In the joint, it's very segregated by race. So, you know what I mean? That's one of them things, like, I would expect the kinfolk to handle that and not a Mexican mafia member, right? But he pretty much said he did it on Black Friday to show respect to Black Lives Matter and the black hand for the Mexican mafia, that they the black hand. That's what they call it in the prison system, right? The black hand. So yeah, he poked him up 22 times, and then he survived. Derek Chauvin survived, but the John dude said he would have killed him if the police didn't respond as quick as they did. But here's the catch, right? Here's my whole thing, and this is the scary thing about prison. Like, if you facing going to the joint, you gotta do some time. I want you to keep this in your head, right? There's people that will put it all on the line right before they're gonna go home and go right back to the prison. Because this John dude was supposed to get released in 2026. So he only had 3 more years left. But now he got attempted murder charges and conspiracy to commit attempted murder and all this shit. And he facing another 20. And they're gonna give it to him because of the high profile case, right? So it's crazy that this dude is in his 50s, already did dub, coming on the back end of his sentence, and then catch an attempt just to go right back to the joint for another dub and essentially die in prison because he's like 52 years old. And that's one of the craziest things about prison, in my opinion, is like, you got people that really put it all on the line and catch another case, even if they're only doing a little time and about to go home soon, just to kind of follow along with prison politics or whatever the case may be. You feel me? I told y'all a story on my channel before about this white boy who had like 3 years. But he in there politicking heavy on the yard I was on. He was on the other side of the yard though. I never met him or nothing, but I just kind of heard the story. And dude, you know what I mean, politicking and shit. Somebody pops up on the yard. They decide they gonna remove him from the yard. Him and another dude pretty much pack him out, fuck him up real bad. Dude ends up laying on the ground the wrong way. Ends up dying from his injuries he sustained. That white boy got another 10 years. So he turned a 3-year sentence into a 13-year sentence, right? But this is nothing that's new in prison. This shit goes on a lot. People catch new charges when they short on their time all the time. It's kind of crazy. That's the other thing. Like if you gang banging and shit, right? If you active and you hit the yard, you're gonna be expected to put in work regardless of your time. Now I have heard of situations where if you real short, like you down to like 2 years or a year or something like that, I have heard stories of some gangs kind of giving you a pass, like okay, especially if you reputable, you know what I mean, they kind of want to see you go home. But a lot of times, shit, you're gonna have to step regardless of your time. So just be aware of that, man. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy how a dude who wasn't black tried to kill Derek Chauvin, who killed a black guy. Because I know in the state, that's pretty much a no-no. Like, white boys ain't supposed to get involved with black politics, vice versa. Ain't no black dude supposed to step to a Mexican dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, without getting authorization from the head to do so. Maybe you could catch a fade or something like that. But you gotta, it's an orchestrated kind of get down. So I'm not sure if the John dude, you know what I mean, had talked to kinfolk about putting the hit out or whatever, but like I said, I just don't know why the blacks didn't handle that on their own. But that's neither here nor there. But I just want y'all to know, man, like I said, if you facing on doing some time, man, be careful. Be careful who you associate yourself with, and be careful if you active and you gang banging and shit, you a tough guy. If you got a lot of time to do, bro, you're gonna have to end up proving yourself at some point, man. You know what I mean? And that's the scary thing about the joint. Imagine doing 20 years and then, you know, you coming down to your last couple of years and then now you gotta go on a mission. Now it's a mandatory you go on a mission and now you risking your whole livelihood behind stepping, you know what I'm saying, behind prison politics. So yeah, man, don't go to prison. Y'all stay out of trouble. But fuck Derek Chauvin, though. I'm not showing him no sympathy or nothing. He got what he deserved, but it's just crazy how another race did it, and the dude who did it is probably gonna go back to the joint for another dub after doing the whole dub. And it also touches on how people get institutionalized. Like you would think after you do so much time, you want to go home, but a lot of times, man, you just get caught up in the life. You're used to doing time and shit, and you don't really think about yourself being a civilian on the outside no more. You just kind of give up on life, so to speak. You're like, man, fuck it. I'm in here. I'm mobbing. I'm gonna step regardless. They say you know you're never home until you go home. So yeah, but yeah, man. This your boy Ink in the Brain, man. I'm out. Y'all be smooth.